Madam Secretary, would you do a roll call?
White,
Yes.
Dietrich,
Yes.
Lindy,
Yes.
and Henry County Auditor Rob Dietrich.
Purpose of the meeting here will be the new business, item letter A, discussion, debate, possible board approval to hire a part-time temporary outside attorney counsel to work on public information requests. And I'll give that over to County Attorney Wilson for unpacking a little bit, so.
With the permission of the board, I think it would kind of make more intuitive sense if we addressed item B first, and that kind of helps to support the reason for item A. That needs your approval.
Any objection there? Hearing none?
Okay, all right. Item B is possible discussion and possible board approval of an employment separation agreement. And this was requested upon the request of Attorney Stephen Giebelhausen. He has requested for to resign and a severance package. So we have had discussions on that. There is a draft, I believe, that you received of a separation agreement. I'd like to just kind of unpack that a little bit for everyone's best understanding. It's a little bit long in legalese.
Want me to pull it up? It's up to you.
You don't necessarily have to
No,
go through it all,
we have to-
it'll be a public document, so
Yeah.
it'll be available for anybody to view if they
Okay.
wanna view
It's
it.
gonna be hard to read on that screen for anyone as well, so, yeah, it'll be public. Okay, so he has requested that his resignation be effective as of April 30. So that we'll give some time to work on concluding business, passing over business, getting everybody up to speed on what the status is on the various cases he's been handling. He does have of course, the ability to take this document and to get his own legal advice if he so desires to. According to this agreement, he would need to sign and return the separation agreement within 7 days. It can be no later than May 6th would be the absolute outline date in which to submit the agreement. He would receive his regular salary his regular salary and paid vacation days to be paid out on April 30, less deductions and withholding. And then by signing this agreement, the board, you'd be agreeing to pay his salary 3 months of his regular salary minus deductions and withholdings, and that would be through July 31. Also, the county would agree to continue the regular contributions to his family, medical, and dental plan through July 31. So essentially, it's a 3 months separation agreement. And that is due to his many years of service to the county, the hard work he has put in recognition of the contribution he's made. In this, paragraph 4, Mr. Giebelhausen agrees to release all claims known and unknown by himself, anyone or any others relating to his employment with Henry County or the termination of his employment with Henry County. In paragraph 5, he's waiving and releasing any rights under the Age Discrimination in Employment Act, if there were to be any. Paragraph 6 is no admission of liability by Henry County or anyone related in Henry County. The remaining paragraphs are all pretty standard language, governed by Iowa law. The venue for any litigation is Henry County, and so forth. And that this written agreement would be the complete agreement, that it's made voluntarily. And yeah, so does anyone have any questions on that? Okay, so I'm requesting that the board would agree to the separation agreement.
I don't have any questions on it, I just have a reference to the dollar value that the county's liable for.
Sure.
Sweet, I do have that.
Okay.
Have you folks seen that, Chad or Mark? $26,462.40.
Okay, and we do have the monies to cover that based upon the not having paid Darren Stater his salary for a few months, nor Kara Ferguson, she's been gone for a few months. So the county has saved that money, and there's enough money in savings there that would cover the separation agreement.
That includes everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Heidi ran those
Yeah, that
numbers, so
covers
it includes all
Yeah.
the compensation with vacation paid out as
Insurance
well.
and vacation, everything.
Does that sounds right to you as well, Steve?
I didn't see the figures.
Okay.
With your recommendation, as our county attorney, I will make a motion to accept your recommendation for the salary package.
Yes, I would recommend that you accept that. I believe in light of everything, his years of service, and that is at his request, voluntary, and at his request, that the county would accept that.
There's a motion made. Would there be a second?
I'll second the motion.
There's a second motion. Any further discussion on that issue?
How many years have you been with us?
6 years.
6 years. Thank you very much.
And I know in those 6 years, he did handle a lot of the business that was going on.
Any further? Everybody in favor of accepting the recommended separation agreement? We'll go by roll call
White,
vote. Yes.
Dietrich,
Yes.
Lindy.
Yes.
That motion passed 3-0. There's no room for opposition possible there. That motion did pass, so.
Okay, then item A, and this was also something that was brought up and suggested by members of the board as well. We know that there are at least four, or between 4 and 6 FOIA requests that are outstanding, the largest of which the county has already requested and received one extension of time. That time is up as of the 16th, at which time we need to be able to hand over what we've gotten prepared at least, and ask for another extension to complete it if we're not able to complete it by then.
So the extension is through IPID, right?
Yes,
Correct.
yes. And that is a huge time expenditure that is required for this, to go through, evaluate everything, redact everything, try and get the redacted form in a form that can be submitted, get them together and submitted. And I would like to hire outside counsel to assist with that, someone that would be able to dedicate all of their time to just working on the FOIA requests, get them together. The county has other business to take care of. We have other cases to handle. We've got things that need to be done, and it's just a huge time expenditure. So we'd like to bring in, I have Ed Hardy that has agreed to come in and help with this. He has the time he can dedicate to it. He can either work here, he has a private office at his house where he could also work on it in a paper only, not accessing any internet to do it. He's gonna be doing it in paper so that it is secure. And I'd like to request that the board would hire him. The reason that we're needing this help is the fact that the office has been understaffed for some months while these have been due and pending. And we are still understaffed, working on getting the positions filled, but we need the additional help to do that. Let's see. The number of pages on this one request looks like it's between 7,000 and 8,000 pages of documents that need to be reviewed, redacted, compiled, and submitted, and that's a huge time expenditure. The cost for printing that alone, which I'm glad we have the possibility of requests that they pay for printing, it's gonna cost between $445 and $502 just to print out between 7,000 and 8,000 pages. So we would ask for the board to approve a hiring. He could work 34 hours a week, which would mean long as he gets all of his withdrawals in as he needs to clear his deck, finish on clearing his deck, he could commit a lot of hours, 34 hours in between now and Thursday.
Mr. Harvey would need to withdraw from any cases he has
Mhm.
that involve the state, because that'd be a conflict of interest. And as I just checked, he hasn't withdrawn from anything yet, so I would advise the board, as long as you're still taking advice from me, and it's more so advice for Becky, not to hire Ed until he gets those withdrawals in.
They're primarily juvenile cases that he has, he needs to withdraw from.
So this really gets back to Senate File 325, is that what it was, where we got hire outside counsel?
Yes, the board can hire outside counsel, whenever they wish by taking this board action. So you definitely have the authority to do this. I was just giving that advice to you in regards to Mr. Harvey or anybody else that you would hire as outside counsel. They can't have active cases where they're on the opposite side of the state. That'd be any criminal case, so including juvenile cases.
So hypothetically, if there was an active case in Van Buren County, that would still be able to proceed in both locations?
You would need to
If
withdraw.
Mr. Harvey was on a case in another county, he still has to withdraw from those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It's not
so it'll
only
be
in
every
the
county
counties,
that he's in,
but
yes.
anywhere he's doing that. And we have had this discussion, he understands that. Hopefully he spent time this weekend drafting them, but they need to get filed. He has given the judge, the juvenile court judge, a heads up, but it is coming.
And to get back to what you were talking about from a time perspective as well as a dollar perspective, I think if you look at 7,000 pages, if you took 30 seconds per page, that's 3,500 seconds, which is almost 60 hours. If we multiplied that by the rate that we're looking at today at $45 an hour, it's not just opportunity costs, it's substantial dollars involved here. So that's, you know, a good reason for us to have a FOIA process, but it also ties right back into our need to be able to cover our opportunities here and make sure we get this done on a timely basis, but also make sure that we have the assets and the resources to get it done. So if you're talking 60 hours a week, that's a week and a half of somebody's time that they're not doing something else. So obviously, extremely important that we follow through.
And it'd be good to have someone that can dedicate that time
Exactly.
just to that, while other county business can still be being handled and prioritized.
So are we hiring just for FOIA and that, is that alone then at this
Yes.
time?
Yes, at this point, it's just for the FOIA. I expect that with him on board, we may be able to get through a majority, if not all of these, within a couple of weeks. He's quite a workhorse.
who would monitor to make sure that the withdrawals have been done? Is that something you would follow up with that, or
Yes.
does
Yeah,
the
he would
court
be under
give?
my supervision, and I would be reviewing as well.
Okay. I didn't know if the court give notices out of that, or how it works, so.
So is that something you already have, Steve, that we have to work with Becky and Ed on, or is that something we need to engage Gunner on as well?
Or what?
All the documentation that needs to be processed at this point in time
For the
Yeah, I've
FOIA?
been speaking
for
with
the
Gunner
FOIAs,
on
yeah,
that.
specifically for the FOIAs, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, Gunner needs to be engaged in it.
Yes, he is engaged.
What about insurance?
He is a contract employee, so that does not cover insurance.
He would be a contracted employee.
That's correct.
For the 2 weeks that this would be.
So we're really hiring for 2 weeks, is that what you're saying?
At this point, yes, we're hiring him for 2 weeks.
Everybody's heard the proposal. Was there anything additional to add to that?
But that does cover it.
Okay. Steve, with a recommendation as far as the withdrawals, well heard there. I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we hire, contract an attorney to help facilitate the FOIA process and get these cleaned up.
Steve made the motion, would there be a second?
There is a second.
And does the motion need repeated, or?
I'm just want, I'd like clarification, so it's up to our county attorney to hire the person she so desires. That's the way it would be done, which is fine with me.
Yes.
I think that she has the expertise.
Yeah. Yeah, statutorily, it's at my discretion.
That's right,
Who I
so I just
hire.
want clarification, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, there's been a motion made and a motion seconded. We'll vote by roll call vote again.
White,
Yes,
Dietrich,
Yes.
Lundin.
Yes,
that motion did pass 3-0 with no opportunity or possibility of opposition to it. That did pass. Is there any further discussion on any other business? That was the only two things on our agenda. So that's the only thing that we can address and take care of, so. Motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
I will, it's not on the agenda, but is there a public comment?
I have a question.
Public comment.
Oh, comment. All right, I have a public comment. If your math is correct, then it would be 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks at 30 hours, right? For one of the documents.
No, he would be working on all of the FOIA requests, starting with this first one that's due earliest.
Right, but Mr. Dietrich said it would be 60 hours for that one FOIA request because of the number of pages. So if it's 60 hours for one and you're hiring him for only 2 weeks at 68 hours, that would give him 60 hours to work on one request and then 8 hours to do all of the rest.
Some of the work has already been done on that request. There's been a considerable amount of work and time spent on that request. It needs focused on so it can be completed and sent out.
So I have another comment. If there are a number of FOIA requests that have come in, and in the current climate, there likely will be more. So this then may be something that needs to be addressed again in the future. So might it not be something that is taken care of on a more permanent basis?
I'm not a future, we don't know what will be coming up, so.
And hopefully the office will not be severely understaffed for months, which caused the backlog with FOIA requests.
Yeah, we do have a process in place that is being posted on the internet so that everyone has the visibility to see what that process is. That should help clear that up as well.
Thank you.
Any further public comment?
So is that a permanent part-time position? The insurance would be payable through the county for Mr. Harvey, or is it just a
This was just a vote for
Temporary-
outside counsel, so it's an
temporary
independent contractor.
seasonal type?
For 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
Outside contractors are not covered by insurance,
Cool.
per our insurance folks, based on previous situations.
No further comments I see. I think I entertain a motion for adjournment.
Yeah. We're good. Just a move.
Okay, correct. Everybody in favor of adjournment, raise your right hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Maybe contract. You just said raise your right hand.